There's over 30 cars entered this weekend. Right, this is Stuart Flitton with the 40 and going alongside Chris Cockburn with the 41. And Stuart well and truly awake from the start line. We'd like to see a run in the 13s here. 15-13 going slightly the other way. But actually it's the best round of the weekend. Well done indeed. Wants to be in the 14s without a shadow of a doubt. Andy Crockett with the 472 cubic inch 41. The car was imported from the States, I think about 3 years ago now. Regular on the show scene. Beautiful car, candy apple red, house of colour paint on this one. Goes 13.47 despite having a bit of a bobble off the start line. Went 13.07 yesterday. But, still a good run indeed. Right, Dave Hinson with the red gas of the 41 alongside Simon Daniels, car from the same year. Big T-tray wing on the back of Simon Daniels' car. Now yesterday Dave went 13.05. Simon 18.01, but plenty of improvement yet to come from that car, and I think it's just about to prove it. And a 16.80, that's better. Right, into the pairing lanes, please. It's got to be, yes it is, Nostalgia Superstock for Q3. Can I also have the Nostalgia Pro Stock bikes and the NSA Shootout into the pairing lanes as well, please? So Nostalgia Superstock Q3, Nostalgia Pro Stock bike and NSA Shootout, can we have you into the lanes? Actually, in fact, Nostalgia Superstock, that is your last qualifier. I've lost a fair bit of time today, so unfortunately that means the next time we see you lot, after your qualifying run you're about to take place, there will be eliminations. Dave Hinson, Simon Smith. Oh, a pair of 41s for you. And a pair of 12-second runs. Good improvement there for Simon Smith, moves up from number 15 to number 11. Alan Mearns with 37 Willis pickup. Going alongside Matthew Hollins, the 41 Coupe, Sleep at Violet Springs. Very famous quote from famous quote. I can't remember the film, it'll come to me in a moment. Oh, how terrible, I can't remember it, it's gone. On the tip of my tongue, disappeared. I believe this is Alan Mearns' first run to put a score on the board, and goes 12.45. Matt Hollins goes 13.97. Right, the Bobber County 41 Coupe from Pete Senek, currently in the number 14 spot, 12.60. Going alongside Pike Murray with a rack and ruin 41 Coupe. He is in the coal-fire lane, currently in the number 13 spot. Just 100th of a second difference between these two. Well, Pike is certainly going to get to the finishing line first. Can he go quicker than a mid 12-second run? Wow, big improvement. 11.65 at 115. Only moves him up 2 spots. 13.10 from Peter there. Richard Warburton, the Prozac 41 Coupe, going alongside Damien Bacon. The pickup from the same year. And neither of these two got scores on the board yet, so their first run in anger. Tree counts it down. Richard is away first. Damien pulling away though. Good looking run for Damien actually. Richard goes 14.80. Phil Malls with the 41 Coupe. And Billy Jones with the 37.
Just what you need in this kind of weather, a bit of exercise.
Did you get required item?
I did indeed. Yes.
Well done.
Yeah. My idiot fault for forgetting it this morning, but there we are. It's awesome out there. Tell you what, it is just like a massive car show with racing going on, and everything that you see in the car show is out here racing. It's just terrific. The amount of stuff in the lane, I mean the staging lanes are packed, the pits are packed as well.
Yeah.
It's terrific. So Phil Moyles and Billy Jones, your next bet.
Phil Moyles gone at 11.27 with the supercharged Willis. Billy Jones at 37. 10.66 from Phil Moyles. What a run that was.
Yeah, I think they're quite happy about that one, judging by the bouncing.
So, I tell you what, I mean, from the 11s to the 10 beats, he's barged his way in there. Cracks as fast as I've ever seen that car go. Dave Wheatley and Ian Challoner. Dave so far on a 10.82. Thumbs up, he's okay to go. Ian Challoner, 10.97 with the big wing on the back of the car in the Auto Glim lane.
Well, rolled the lights did Dave Wheatley, 2.39 60 foot time. I don't think that's going to be any but Ian Challoner moves him up to the fourth quickest run.
Yeah, very nice indeed, 10.09.
So Misha Vogt from Germany. He's had a number of very, very quick street cars. This is next in the line in the Auto Glim lane. Didn't have a real good time yesterday. 10.58. I'm sure that car's got a lot more in it than that. Taking on Richard Davis, who sometimes plays for the supercharged Outlaws because he's got a blower on there too. He was the second quickest car, 9.77. John Giles left the throttle stop on. That's why John Giles wasn't any quicker, basically. .10.04 and a 10.18 from Misha Vogt, much quicker at 134 miles an hour.
Stays put in the number 5 spot, but nevertheless, an improvement is always good to have. Just feel for the guys in the racing, sitting in these cars at the moment. It's super warm out there.
Yeah. So the retirement package of Mick Payne. Underneath us in the Auto Glim lane, again Steve Harrison with the pucker up. That car, I said it yesterday, looked suspiciously like Kim Bishop's previous car.
The colour code grey car.
That's the one. The wing, everything about it, the stance, all says. It may or may not be the same. Mick Payne actually didn't look put in a run yesterday.
Well, he was in the lanes, so I'm quite sure. Ah, no, he didn't run what you run. He obviously didn't come out for Q1 in Willisport.
Well, problems today for Steve Harrison. It's going to be Mick Payne on his own. Certainly not hanging about today.
Go on, Mick.
10.64 at 1:21 for Mick Payne. Yep.
At least I was right with the olive part.
It's a good part anyway. So yeah, John Giles down there, hopefully with the throttle stop uncorked for this run against Spencer Tiswell. Spencer was the quickest by 1.5 seconds yesterday. He went 8:34. Although Spencer isn't in, is that Spencer behind it? I'm not entirely sure. We'll just have to wait and see. It may be in the car this time. Taking on John Giles with the Raw Willis.
Lovely wheel start from Johnny Giles.
Heads for the other lane. Meanwhile, the Battleaxe Warrior heads for the finish line with no elapsed time. Left before the tree was activated. 8:83 at 1:52 for John Giles. The Gamma Circus. I think this is their third qualifying session.
It is, yeah. Gas Circus we're into now. Tim Holmes and Martin Hallam. The Ragged Wedge against Whiplash. So Spencer Tiswell still #1 in the Willis Wolf. John Giles just moving up to the #2 spot. Both of those in the 8-second zone. Darlin's End for Tim Holmes is 10.70, Martin Hallam 10.92.
Just want to say a big hi to Jenny, Ash and Matt if you're here today. Not sure whether you are, haven't heard anything from you, but hope you are and hope you're having a real good time.
Lovely little wheelie there for Tim Holmes.
11:09 and 10:84. Tim Holmes moves up 1 spot. The real good news for this round of qualifying, the Swedes are back in the lanes. So we could well have a contender for burnout at the weekend, just either of those two.
Well, good to see Steve Dixon back actually. He came out to do his qualifier earlier, got pushed back, so this is going to be his first run. Ray Turner with the Green Onions, darling in 12:20. He's currently in the #4 spot. Oh, what about that for a tow vehicle taking the Willis back?
Exactly.
Oh, that works. Oh, Steve Dixon rolls.
Well, still going to get a time.
Yeah. Cracking run for Ray Turner, 12:21 on a 12:20 dial, moves up to the #2 spot.
Excellent stuff. Kev Shrevett with the Gold Rush.
Heartache Overload for Jerry and Lee, that's Honky Tonky 2 for Chevy 2.
18. A quick word with Shawnee down in the pairing lanes. Thank you.
That was a huge burnout there from Nick.
It was indeed. Very quick and urgent announcement, please. There's a motorhome on the campsite. The wind has ripped your awning and canopy, unfortunately, and thrown it over the top. The reg number is W918WCR. We have a text at lunch break, not read out. Sorry, apologies. Motorhome in the campsite. I'll say that again in just a minute. Just after Sean and nervous Nick cleared the finish line. Shawnee with a very nice 014 light. That's 1060. He did say in the pairing lanes you must do better, so it wasn't me. Anyway, so there is a motorhome on the campsite. Unfortunately, the wind has ripped your awning and canopy and thrown it over the top, so it's just kind of flailing about at the number. The reg number is W918WCR. That's W918WCR. It obviously requires your urgent attention. I'm very sorry about that. Nothing we can do about that. It is actually breezy out there, but it's coming down the racetrack pretty much. It's a nice cooling breeze anyway, just out there in the sun. So Steve Matthews with the Roaring Rat. Sorry, and the Roaring Rat. Ken Brooks. Still with the wheel wobble going on. Can you see that?
Yeah. Right, a little
that
wobble.
Can't be nice. 10:36 to 11:49. Steve Matthews stays at number 1 with Kevin. Up to the number 5 spot. So Tony Pearson and Chris Lyram. Lyram, I beg your pardon, with the Guzzler. Very nicely turned out. 50, is that a 5 or a 6? 6, isn't it? And the 47 Morris. I didn't even know existed until then. Nicely done for Tone, 11:41, moves up to number 8. Staying at number 17 in the other lane. So the Funny Car Farm, literally is a farm up there. Brian Gibson with the dart.
Yeah, identity crisis. 64 dart, a year older than me, how about that?
Well, you're not 63.
Oh, 40.
Ah, right.
Right, an 01 light and 11.19 for Ryan Gibson, stays in the number 4 spot. Still the hits keep on coming.
The crowd pleaser of John Gibson. That's not Kev Strevitt, I think that's Ray Irish down there.
Yeah, it is. And 11:31, no, hopefully those two. Well, Kev Strevitt moves up 4 spots, number 14, that's about it. Gavin Richards to contact Med Centre at the earliest convenience, please. Gavin Richards. Can you contact the Med Centre at your earliest convenience? Thank you very much.
Okay, this is going to be a bye run for John Grant. However, keep your cameras and your eyes peeled for the next pair. Our Scandinavian visitors are up next. John Grant looking for 11.67 and he goes 11.94. Right, these two were putting on one hell of a side-by-side burnout show yesterday. They ran pretty good too. Here we go. What did I tell you? I think the only reason that Shell Anderson with the dog catcher took it easy was because he broke the half shaft yesterday doing a burnout similar to Stefan Flodel's. That's nearly half track in a door car. Yes, by miles. That was exceptional stuff. Well, it's good to see.
Look at the tyre marks going all the way up.
They
there.
do go
straight.
almost all the way to half track. That was absolutely incredible. As he comes back past, ladies and gentlemen, give him a massive round of applause, please. Stefan Flodell in the Nova and Shell Anderson in the dog catcher. I think that's burnout of the weekend so far, without fail, though, from... So 9.35 is the dial for Stefan Flodell, 9.40 for Shell Anderson. Now, yesterday as well, keep your eyes peeled, Stefan Flodell pulled an enormous wheelie as well, drove through it beautifully and took it out the back door, ran really, really well indeed. So these two come a long, long way across the North Sea to entertain you here this weekend, and this is what they're going to do. Well, no wheel stands, just a nice, strong, straight run this time for both of them. 9.41 and a 9.61. Stefan goes to 7. Shell gets in at number 14.
Right, Nostalgia Superstock Q3, the last qualifying session for them. Next time we see this lot round, it will be eliminations round 1 this evening. John Davidson is currently the number 19 man. John, telling me about how he used to work here in 1966. Getting paid £1 a day to fill in the timing slips, all the stories that he could tell. Goodness me.
It's only slightly more than we're paid now.
007 light in the auto glim lane, not quite sure where it is though. Oh, John Davidson goes through the 12.63 with a 2 on a 12.64 dialing, just breaks out by less than 100. Hi, Vic Parsons taking on Mojo. Vic dialing in 10.42. Mojo with a satellite in 11.20.
Mojo with a red light.
10.39 breakout and 11.13. It's a double breakout, so no help for those two. Vic's going to stay 14 for the time being. Mojo stays 25. Claire Johnson with the Oldsmobile alongside Jim Chandler. Claire, she's in at number 9. Jim currently number 18. Dial-ins, Claire 10.25. Jim 10.03. No help for either of them actually. Claire goes 10.27
on a 25, and that didn't improve.
No, stays at number 9.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well, it does help with the consistency, but it didn't help her move up the qualified order. Mark Harrison with the 66 Coronet, 12.08 his number, 9.78 for Tig with the 74 Dodge. Into the pairing lanes, please. Who did I miss? The Wild Bunch, please. The Wild Bunch into the pairing lanes, please. Tick goes 0-2 off the line. Now how close can he judge that 9.78? He goes 9.95, stays at 15. Mark Harrison, 11.99 on 12.08. That's a big breakout. Cuda against Challenger, proper old school muscle here. Paul Lyle, Darling in 14.20. Jim Smith with the Challenger, looking for 12 flat. And a 14.37. Paul Lyle moves up one spot. No change there for Jim. Young Jack Bishop.
Yeah. Looking for 980 with the Cuda. I think he's well qualified already anyway. Harrison Brown actually is the last qualified by virtue of a huge breakout earlier on. Never underestimate the Harrisons, though.
No. Took the Thatadoo Camaro to the semi-finals at the Door Slammers. Has a habit of hanging around on cash meetings. Very, very good race indeed. Jack Bishop, young lad, I think he's only about 22, 23 years old. 992. Well, Harrison stays put at number 11, but Harrison Brown.
That's up to
Jack
15,
stays at
yeah.
11. Harrison moves up from 28 to 15 there.
And he's only 4. Yeah, he's only 500ths of a second off with that one, I think. Unreal. Rich Granger and Lee Charles. Rich, number 8 with that awesome Plymouth in the coal fire lane. And Lee with the Valiant.
Lovely, but I'm just sitting back here, just listening to those engines screaming away there. Really, really good.
We haven't got any choice, we can't talk.
Don Scott and Dave Bilodeau. Don with the Superbird looking for 9.90. Dave looking for 10.98 with the Plymouth Estate or Station Wagon, whatever you want to call it. Whatever I like. It's cool. Proper sleeper, that is. No help for Dave Bilodeau, but 10.02 for Don Scott moves him up from 28 to 19. Right, one of the 4 drivers that went bang on their dial yesterday. This is Rob Tyrrell. He's in at the number 2 spot at the moment. He takes it back up to the 10.40 that he ran yesterday evening. He went 10.39 on his dial this morning, a little bit off that, so he's gone back to what he knows. Brian Huxley, 14.95 for the Falcon. Currently in the number 18 position. Just holding just for a moment, make sure the ultra-thin lane clear is good to go. Yep. So let's bring the cars forward into stage. We'll head off into the distance. When they come round for racing later on, obviously the dial-ins will be coming into effect, so Brian Huxley did dial in a 14.95. If Rob Tyrrell raced him, he would have to wait 3.5 seconds basically before he went.
We'll be
idea
seeing
being
that a
they
little later
meet
on,
at the
won't we?
finish line. They will indeed. But then if Rob Tyrrell does that in eliminations, he's going to be out. Went too soon. Qualifying, it doesn't matter.
I'd say Brian's got some sort of problem. That won't be a 14-second run. 10:47 for Rob Tyrrell and a 10:40. No improvement, but still a good consistent run. Brian goes through the 17-second pass.
12.90, the Darling for Carl Johnson. Kiwi, he's another one of those that went perfect. Darling in 9.96, exactly what he ran before. Oh, it's going to be a solo then for Kiwi. Carl being pushed back. Right, 9.96, the number Kiwi is looking for. 10.04, not quite there. Just 0.08 of a second off, but if you consider he was less than 100th off earlier.
So it's a Williams and an Oliver up next.
I like the fact that Nick is guiding Ollie in, and yet he's leaving his brother over there.
Yeah, his brother knows what he's doing. He's
to
all right.
run. Who's looking after him? Ah, Lorne. Okay.
I can't see the Bruce sticker on the Chevelle.
It's underneath the front, but you've got to clock the number plates.
I saw that. Yeah, what does the rest of it say?
I can't remember now. So Ollie looking for 981, Dan at 998. No, all the Williams Brothers cars carry them on the front crossband, and when they pull the wheelies, you can read them. Oh, beautiful. Ollie off the line at 0.01. And a 982 on an 81.
Up to number 6.
Dan stays. He dials in 98, goes 99. If that was a race, Ollie would have won that one by a very small margin.
By a very large margin, do.
Oh no, but on dialing.
Oh, sorry, yes, of course.
Trying to work out on the dialing.
Right, so Guy King in the cold fire lane. Everybody from the Williams clan just walked over to the other lane, taking on one of the Watkins clan. It really is Watkins versus Williams.
Yeah.
Not it these days. Amy's very, very good on the tree as well, as you can see by that. Guy King is already #1 qualifier. He can't get much closer to his dial than he already has. 986. A couple of tenths off. 80 goes 988.
Well, let's hope Guy's got his bad one out of the way. That wasn't a very good reaction time, and it wasn't the best of runs.
He's got to get one bad one.
Yeah, that was it.
He's got it out of the way.
Got
He's got it out of the way in qualifying, yeah. That's what I always used to say anyway. So Tom Watkins here with Doris and Mike Lacey with Metamorphosis. Karen sporting the boot. I love those boots. Where do you get those boots from, Karen?
Yeah.
I think she borrowed them off Mike, actually. No offence, Mike.
Good to see Karen walking around, actually. Obviously, earlier on this season. The season was the main event, wasn't it? All right, let's see what Mike and Tom have got for us then.
Right, red light for Tom. Definitely not a red light for Mike. 914 slows up slightly. 963 for Tom. No improvement for Esther. Simon Rickwood with the Bossa Nova. Hopefully, all the problems. Has he put in a run yet? Because this is his last chance if he hasn't. Oh, he is number 28. I beg your pardon. Yeah, Neil Watkins with the big purple truck.
Yeah, I think with Simon's car, they're just trying to get around the fuel pump, and get a number on the board which they think the car can. I know that's what the idea is, but the fuel pump is not giving the engine enough fuel for this current setup.
Like that.
No, doing it again. Probably going to break out now. 1093.
It just makes it a little inconsistent, doesn't it? It means it's kind of tough to dial it in. So I think that is the field set for Nostalgia Superstock. Number 1 will be Guy King.
All right, yeah, let's have a quick look. Guy King, Rob Tyrrell, Kiwi Dan Williams, Mike Lacey, Ollie number 6, and then it's Amy and Tom Watkins 7 and 8, Lee Charles in at number 9, Richard Granger at number 10.
Yeah, a few good qualifying sessions to say the least. As we move on with Nostalgia Pro Stock Bike, after that will be the NSA for their second runs of the day. We hope all you guys and girls out there are enjoying yourselves, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the racing, and just please, obviously, make sure that you keep hydrated, keep drinking, whatever you choose to drink, keep drinking it, and put lots of suntan lotion on. The reason I say that is because we lost the ambulance a few times a couple of weeks ago at the Summer Nationals due to various people flaking out due to the weather. And in very straightforward terms, what that meant is that we had to stop racing all the time, just so that somebody could be seen to. Obviously, it's still a medical emergency, but avoidable. Yeah, the racing had to stop while we lost the ambulance. So please keep yourselves hydrated. So, Andy Lambert and Time Blight. Qualifying for an 8-bike field tomorrow, I think. 9 put in qualifying runs earlier on. Well, Andy Lambert went a low 10. This time goes 8.97, 142 and a 9.22 for Time Blight, your news number 1 and 2 qualifier. That is outstanding for those. So next up, Nick Pepper on what was a B Pro stock bike, believe it or not. We used to have A Pro stock and B Pro stock. He's down there in the Autoglym lane taking on Sean Littlecombe. At the moment, Nick is number 3 qualifier. Went a 9.3. Doing well to hang on to it as well. Lots of jumping up and down going on. 9.85 though, that cost him some elapsed time. 11.65 for Sean. No improvement for him either. Okay, Liz Charman and Charlie Draper. Charlie in the Colt fire lane. Not used to seeing Charlie on 2 wheels unless it's a drag stallion. And Liz number 4. Charlie hasn't put in a run yet. Come on, Colin.
I was to say Outlaw Anglia into the Perry lanes, please. Outlaw Anglia, can we have you down, please?
Well, Liz won't get any laps time. She actually left before the tree was activated. Charlie will. It's an 11.04. He goes to the number 6 spot. Okay, Mark Stevens. He's known. Taking on Richard Peachy. Last of our Pro Stock bikes, and I think we're on with the NSA.
For those of you that are interested, the World Cup 3rd, 4th place playoff game is on the Fuelers Bar at the moment. If you want to go and...
Is it that time already?
Yeah, it is. Oh, already? Okay. And there was a goal already in that match in the 4th minute. Goodness me. If you want to know what's going on, pop over to Fuelers Bar. Oh, a bit of a double whammy off the top. Ah, there we go.
Well, he still had a 1.360 foot, so he didn't move even with all the problems, and he still goes 10.04 at 130.
Yeah, Callum Pudge. Nice picture, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Our photographers out there catching some brilliant shots, and Callum's just sent me a screenshot with the back of his camera lens. And yeah, we like that one. Thanks very much. Send it to me, and that will become the what do we call it? The background shot on the team race page. So thanks very much indeed, Callum. We always support all of our photographers here this weekend, and Callum does an amazing job for us. Thank you very much indeed. Right, Richard Peachy, 11.94 so far. 12.51, 119 on this particular run. Right, Ralph Shipman with the Kawasaki. And in 11.06 so far qualifying. Very interesting combination on this one. .14, 120 miles an hour, went 11.06 on his earlier qualifier. Two very consistent runs indeed. I think that one could have been a little bit quicker if he just didn't have that double step off the line, so to speak.
Okay, thanks Darryl. We're back again with the NSA bikes. On the line now, you may not recognise the machine, but the man from Italy, he broke his Kawasaki earlier on, unfortunately. Broke a gear, but he brought another bike with him. So Turbo Suzuki down on the line and going a lot quicker. And he's through the top end. And a good run there, 9.90, 133 miles an hour. He's going to be happy with that one. Moving up now from Ireland, Alistair Henry, and alongside Tom Davidge riding Simon Reese's Danger Mouse. Tom Davidge, one of the young riders with the NSA, had to go on a lot of different bikes and really does get the grits of them. 12.69, 102 for him, 12.77 alongside. Meanwhile, Dragway, one of the most impressive of machines. In fact, this is only the 7th run for Terry Homan on this bike. 121 miles an hour last time out. Ex-world record holder. In fact, he raced alongside John Hobbs on his earlier run. He held the record that John Hobbs broke. So shows you how quick the machine was. starting to sound better off the line, putting quite a bit of power down. Got a new M8 slick for it. And he was hoping he might make it into the 11s. 11.57 at 127. That is a fabulous time for Dragway. In its heyday, it got down into the mid-9s. But like I say, only his 7th run, and it takes a lot of nerve to ride a machine like that. Next two bikes down to the line, Dave Clee on shotgun. Alongside him, Chris Emmons on crystal methanol. Dave Clee, been around drag racing and sprinting a long, long time. Now well into his 70s, but growing old disgracefully and certainly not slowing down. And 11.68 for Dave Cleave. And back in the 10s again for Chris Emmons, 10.99. Jeff Byrne on what was one of the quickest double-engine bikes in Europe. Twin-engine Morgo Triumph, twin superchargers, Lenco transmission, 802 at 170 miles an hour is best. Bike sounding good alongside him. Colin Fallows on Super Cyclops. Twin Norton. Both bikes in the stage. And Jeff Byrne down into the low 11s, 11.37 at 131. It has got to be difficult to get back on that bike again. He doesn't ride a bike on the road, comes out once a year, but still willing to have a go. Now we've got a machine we haven't seen at Dragstalgia before. Another one of these historic bikes. Chris Illman on Nero. This bike made famous by George Brown in the 60s. Unsupercharged Vincent, 998 cc's, now owned by the National Motorcycle Museum. And Chris has done a lot of work on it to get it going again. So looking forward to seeing this one run. And I think by the sound of it, it's trying to get it into gear and it's just dragged the clutch. Didn't sound like it's anything too serious with the bike, but clutch, eh?
The clutch cable's broken.
Yeah, as we thought, it was the clutch cable gave way. So really looking forward to seeing that bike put down a quarter-mile time. He's had a few runs on it, but just great to see another historic bike here at SantaPod for Dragstalgia. But we move on again. Hervé Sagna from France is the next man up in the cold fire lane. 750 Triumph. And alongside him, another bike from continental Europe. Olivier Veracruz from Belgium. That bike with its Hagen frame ran in the mid-60s. And Olivier gets it back on course again. Both these guys really enjoying their trip to SantaPod this weekend. 13.08 at 108 for Hervé, 13.77 at 96 for Olivier. As the unmistakable sound of Mr. Hobbs himself. Into the eights on his first run. He's running about 40% nitro in the Hobbit, so down a bit from in its heyday, but still capable of 8-second runs. Alongside him, that noisy man from Holland, Mr. Jan Honey. Surprised himself on the first run. His clutch is still in one piece. Run a 9.0 second time. So both these riders just hoping we can see side-by-side 8-second runs this time. And Deanna lost fire on the burnout, I'm not sure. Not quite sure what that meant there from Marius, but it looks like, unfortunately, it's going to be a solo this time. So John Hobbs looking for another 8. Two of his old crew down there helping him, Chris T, Peter Holton, part of the Hobbs team back in the late 70s. John brings it in the stage. And he's not messing around on that run. What a beautiful run there from John Hobbs. Fabulous 8.579, terminal speed 160.76. The man gets older, he gets quicker. I do not believe it. He was obviously looking to strap one on Mr. Honey, and I can imagine the nitro went up a little bit on that run. But what an amazing run from John Hobbs. That time would have been competitive when he was racing, let alone all these years later. Right, let's see what Gary Norman can do on the double Norton. Had problems earlier on. That's a lot better off the line. They've done some more clutch adjustments on it. Just easing it off at the top end, but sounding a lot more promising off the line. Time not reflecting that start. 14.18 at 68 miles an hour. But definitely getting to grips with it. But John Hobbs, as ever, a Dragstalgia, the star of the NSA bikes. 8.5 seconds, I do not believe that, but nice one, Hobbsy. You had to go to beat him in the day, and nothing changes for that guy. Right, next bike's firing up on the rollers, and I think that looks like Gary Norman's son, Matthew, on another of Den Norman's bikes. This, the single-speed double Triumph. It's quite incredible just how short a machine can be with two engines in it. But of course, remember, no gearbox on that bike, so that loses quite a bit of space for it. Alongside him, Rory Adcock on the Triumph. The slider clutch doing its work, but he probably just needed a bit more revs off the line to get it going. 14.43 at 113 miles an hour for Matthew. but you cannot believe how hard it is to get a single speed machine off the line. But they have put an awful lot of work in on that bike. I know they wanted to thank the Baskerville family. They've machined so much stuff to try and get those two bikes out on track for this weekend. So thanks to Neil and Ray for all their work on there. They did come up for a run what you've brung, and the Norton did somewhat of a nasty, so it's been quite a thrash to get back out again. Just checking to see what's going on behind us. Next bike firing up and getting ready to fire up as well is Martin Wilmot, another one of the quick guys here this weekend with his 500 Triumph. Another very noisy machine. Had an issue with the clutch on his earlier run, but this bike should be running down mid to low nines. And alongside him will be the Pegasus with Graham Martin on board. That noisy little machine is only 500 cc's, but it is supercharged, unlike the Vincent alongside. Walking up with a bike is Derek Shim, one of those inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. British Drag Racing Hall of Fame with their new inductees announced, and Derek and the Pegasus team, great to see them in the Hall of Fame. Working on the fuel mixture to get it right. Getting a bit loaded up on the last run, hopefully a lot cleaner this time out. Both bikes looking for a good run. Okay, both ready, both heading in the stage. Pegasus has got a good launch, but sounding a little bit fluffy now. And Martin Wilmot into the nines, 9.75, 143 miles an hour, good top end, 13.09 at 85 for Pegasus Reborn. You could hear the bike having problems at the top end. Meanwhile, behind us, first run this weekend for Justin Newell. He's in the Auto Glim lane, his beautiful Hagen Triumph. Alongside him, the PSA of Tim Howell. Good friends, regular runners with the NSA, but that did not sound good on Justin's bike. So Tim brings his up to the start line. 650 supercharged PSA. He's looking to see if he can get this bike into the 10s. Certainly sounds nice. Just trying to give it an easy gear change or two then. The 11.96, 112 there. Ah, good news, Justin's going again. Thought that sounded just a little bit nasty, but I think in fact this will be his first run of the year. He's desperately hoping to get the ex-McHand Honda out at some point at the weekend, but at the moment he's on the Triumph. 6.3, 137 miles an hour. If you go in the pits, do take a close-up look at that machine. He's done an awful lot of work. Not many people make their own superchargers, make their own gearboxes and clutches as well. That's what Justin did to make this bike special. Well, the next bike out, not in the NSA group, but in fact it's the ex-Steve Clutterbuck Harley. Unfortunately, I don't know the rider's name, but I saw the old rider, Steve. He drove all the way up here, 250 odd miles this weekend. Didn't even know the bike was here, but so pleased to see it again. And unfortunately, it looks like he's spat some bits and pieces at the top end. They have got a beautiful sound, those Harleys, but they really do love to shed bits off them. But I enjoyed seeing it, but I think now, time to hand you back to Darryl.
Thank you very much indeed, Keith. We're on with the Wild Bunch.
Certainly getting warmer and warmer and warmer out there. Actually, the sun is actually going round onto the front of the commentary box, so getting very warm indeed. And not as warm as it's going to be if you're wearing a full multi-layer race suit cocooned in a race car. So bear with the drivers, it is getting extremely warm out there. But fantastic weekend here at Dragstalgia. One of my favourite events of the year. It really is so special. And this evening's entertainment is going to be very good indeed. We're the big Cackle Fest. And we don't know who's down for fire burnouts yet, but hopefully we can get one or two to come and do that. Obviously, those that are interested in football, well, that match is ongoing at the moment. Obviously, it's a shame that the England team aren't in the final, but I think they did extremely well to get to the semis. Still 1 goal scored in the match, and if you want to find out who scored it, you're going to have a look in the marquee in Riverside Fuelers Bar. Right, just a little bit of a track sweep at the moment, and we might have a little bit of oil at the top end as well, looking at the marshals up there. So we're going to be on a pause for a moment. So I know Oz is down there in Nitro FM. He's up to date with the information. And Tom, Oz, I'm going to head over to you, my good friend.
That's fantastic. We're kicking in with the team of Dragstalgia.
Well, many thanks to the SantaPod track crew for getting all the fluids cleared up there. That was quite a big one actually on the racetrack and down into the shutdown area as well. We continue with the Wild Bunch. This is where we have to keep track of our notes, as so many racers setting personal best this weekend. And there's a huge pile on. Terry Clifford with the Ratcatcher Resurrection and Darryl Howes with the Chemical Reaction. A pair of slingshots for you. So far this weekend, not necessarily speed or ET, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 personal bests set this weekend. Admittedly, 2 of them were debuts, so 2 debut runs obviously setting their new PBs, and 7 cars going either quicker or faster than they've ever been before. .22 and 1088.
Okay, we're in the pits of the Wild Bunch. I'm here with Claire Meadows, the organiser of the Wild Bunch. Now, obviously, you've been supporting Dragstalgia for as long as it's been going. Can you just tell us a little bit about the class?
Well, the class is run for slingshots, alters, dragsters, funny cars and radicals. Originally started in 1994 by Roy Walding and John Guthrie and Chris Hartnell for a class for nostalgia kind of cars to run on a budget and with a great format. So we built over the years. This is our 23rd year. And this weekend we had 39 entrants. We've got 33 running at the minute. So.
Okay,
really
so
awesome.
One of the biggest classes here at Dragstalgia.
Yeah, the biggest, yeah.
The biggest,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's the Wild Bunch here at Dragstalgia, the biggest class here. And obviously one of the most entertaining as well.
Cubic inch V8 in the Black Pig 2. Goes 8.86. And 1185, got 110 there for Andy Stones. Right, Jim Tanner with the Shindigger. Not that you can see much of the racetrack in front of him. Got the top of the engine obscuring his view. See around it though, that's the main thing. 400 cubic inch V8 in front of him. Luca Gavoni with the Earthquake. The small block Chevy powered slingshot called the Earthquake. Luca has been 10.4, 125. Jim Tanner has been 940. He's one of those that's set a personal best this weekend. And he goes 9.52. 10.68 for Luca there. Didier Canicave with Folly Deuce. Increased his speed personal best this weekend from 103 to 105. Got there previously in 12.11 seconds.
And taking on Dr. Faye Hearn.
Yeah,
Faye
she has been 9.26 today.
Yeah, well, I was going to say she's going to set her personal best because she's actually never raced the car before.
She's debuted in the car this weekend. The car's PB, 884.
I'm guessing possibly in much cooler conditions than this, though.
Yeah, I think it probably.
In case you wonder why we mentioned that, because it makes a big difference to race cars, doesn't it? Not so much the air temperature. It's a lot more about the air density, and the humidity and everything. I don't honestly think it's that humid out there. Someone will tell me I'm wrong. It's probably it's probably about 2,000 feet, something like that. Corrected density. But anyway, Faye Hearn doing a terrific job of steering the Daddy Cool car. Faye with another good one. 9.19, 147 miles an hour. Getting that a little bit quicker. And the team of doctors, as they look like.
Yeah, that's another improvement.
Seem pretty happy. Oh dear. Please don't stand with your legs that far apart, missus. It's not going to go well. I think the thing is, I think they've got a bit of a thing for doing this, because these were the lot that did it last year, weren't they? Do you remember?
Yeah. That's Philippa and Mark Turn.
I can only presume that's actually Mark.
Yeah, gotta be. Good effort though, Mark. Very good effort indeed.
Well, I did say to him in the pairing lanes, I said, nice legs, has anyone got a blowtorch? give him a bit of colour.
All right, James Alden, going way quicker than this car's ever gone before. And 15.56. James just dropping a little bit off pace there, and Mark Turton 15.56, 86 miles an hour at the stripe. Well, two of the most storied altereds from way back when, but Gonzo the Great almost looks brand spanking new.
They both do, to be
so
honest with you.
well maintained. Isn't it?
I think it's maintained. I don't think it's necessarily the original paint job or anything like that. However, like you said, expertly done.
Good to see Dave Gibbons back out and running Rough Diamond once again. First time he's run the car in quite a while. Got Tony Morris with him this weekend.
Another one of the owners of the car. Tony that bought it off Dave to take it to Germany all those years ago. It's Dave with the whole shot. I think Gonzo might be there first though, just with us. 8.24, 157. Picking up pretty good here. It actually looks almost happy. 8.53 for Dave Gibbons, 152. two more.
Yeah, it's the Wrathchild machine. Pete and Rob Brown. And
Russ Haven with the
Dangerous.
tight fit. What did Russ run earlier? I think he went an 8, didn't he? Way into the 8s actually. On the very lift we have, very kindly provided by Claire, he had a personal best of, if I would keep stopping me, 870. I beg your pardon.
He's PB'd on speed this weekend, 155.
All the way to about there where the start line is, and forwards again. He's dying a wave into the P's. Slight stutter off the line for Russ. And a 9:18, 11:31 though for the break. Not quite what they were after, but good to see them all the same. Okay, Mick Hillier with the Texas Ranger in the coal fire lane, taking on Ian Corsell. Left before the tree was activated in today's earlier run, I think, didn't he? Still very weird to see a car with a wider front track than rear, especially from here as well. Actually looks like something that belongs in an aerospace museum, that car, doesn't it?
Well, a 9.1.
No, he didn't.
No,
he
sorry.
didn't wait for the tree to be activated again, unfortunately. So Mick Hillier. On a bye. An awful lot of noise and not an awful lot of forward. Wow. No, stop. Please stop. 73 mark, we're both thinking the same thing. Oh dearie me, those poor tortured engine bits. Just want to say a big hi to the Yorkshire contingent sitting at 1,000 foot. My goodness, I didn't know you could walk that far down the racetrack, you lot. Anyway, Jenny, Ash, Matt, and I'm thinking maybe even Becky and Chris sitting up there too. So hope you're having a great day. And topping up the tans quite nicely. We've still got quite a bit more to come, including the Cackle Fest. We've got the next session for the Nostalgia Cannonball and the Slingshots and Supercharged Outlaws and lots more to come as well.
So we've got Outlaw Anglia following this bunch. Then it will, this isn't on call yet by the way, Supercharged Outlaw, Slingshot Showdown, then Dragstalgia Cannonball.
Well, Mick Ledo just pulled a wheelie in the fire-up lane. The idle was a bit high and he let the car jump. Got it under control though. Now, the car is called Jurassic Parts, however, number 2. However, there's not much Jurassic about it. It's a really nice new chassis by Bill Fitz. They're down at Comanche Race Cars. Very, very nicely tuned and looking. Small block Chevy in there as well.
It's a lovely little flathead on Bradley Cooper's back from the past Slingshot. only 296 cubic inches, very small engine.
Runs very quick as well. He went in the 11s, didn't he, earlier on?
Well, PB to 1122, 121 miles an hour, and that from a 296 cubic inch motor, very impressive indeed. But then there's not a lot of weight to that car either.
Not a lot of weight to either of them, really.
No.
So Mick Ledo went 9.0 earlier on today, looking hopefully to go into the 8s. I'm sure the car and Mick have every capability of doing that. Good launch for both of them. Mick's going to be there first with a 9.10 at 142. 11.54 for Brad. So Dave Rowlands with Destiny's Angel down there. Came out for a run earlier on today, which didn't go to plan.
No, it didn't.
Taking on the VW front engine car in the coal-fire lane. We're just waiting for the dial-in for.
They need the car number actually.
Ah.
Yeah, Graham Rawlings. The Little Digger, it's called.
Certainly is that. Very quick one too.
Yeah, in 10.36.
$10.59 for Graham and a $10.94 for Dave.
Okay, so the beasting of Bob Morgan alongside the Cheaper Thrills, a slingshot of Alan Skip. Alan has been 966 at 135.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
It is.
Yeah, so Bob Morgan in the beasting. And Alan Skip, like we just said, looks like a Ford engine in there. I know what a Ford engine looks like now, thanks. To the Ratcatcher team, yep. Well, Alan is indeed out in front, looking for another 9-second quarter mile. 9.87 at 131 and a 10.31. For the Morgans.
Right, Craig Larman, the Ferret.
With backup with goal duties, ably assisted by Mrs. Bohannon. Sorry, Barry.
Tell you something quite funny. At work on Thursday, an articulated lorry had to back him into the warehouse. The reason being it was a container, and trying to unload a container in this heat, bearing in mind it would have been parked outside, would have just been an oven. So we brought the whole lorry into the inside of the building. So it's cool out. And then we had to guide him out but the warehouse doors, you've got like 6 inches either side, you have to fold the truck mirrors in really tight. And like, instead of me going like this, like, I was bringing it back out like that. I was like if I was guiding a drag car. What the hell are you doing, Colin? He understood though.
Thank you very much indeed to Adam for the message saying the proper Jurassic parts on the car are actually the front wheel and the steering box from
What, the parts, sorry?
the front wheels,
yeah,
and the steering box from Bootsy's Pulsation.
Oh.
That's very old, very, very old indeed. However, the car performing very well. And yeah, thanks for this, Pete. I just said I now know what Ford engines looks like, and Pete just sent me Pete Granger sent me a text message to say I know what they look like broken as well. Ford engines. So Mark hoping for a better run in the ball breaker than he had earlier on today. Another 8 would be very, very nice indeed. Crew Chief Steve guides his beard into stage, and then guys Mark in afterwards as well. It's a lot more like it from Mark. 851 at 153. And a very nice 10-second run as well for Keith Crampton at 10.97. Well, Mike Corsell's having a fantastic year.
Right, the Rampage Bonds a funny car. Phil James going alongside Wayne Colliver with the Misfit Slingshot.
Yeah, Wayne had a pretty good run in the 11s earlier today. Phil in Rampage, that'll be another 9.45. I bet that's what he dialed in as well. 11.56 for Wayne at 1.24. Nicely getting the bugs ironed out of the brand new car.
What a gorgeous looking tow truck that is.
There's so many of them. I reckon we should have
Chevy
I reckon we should have a tow truck award as well, not just you know, not just a part of the showmanship awards, because some of them are just spectacularly cool.
Beautiful. There's a lot of time and effort gone into that one. Very nice indeed. Comes Boss Lady to tell us that she wants into the pairing lanes. Supercharged Outlaws. The Slingshot Showdown. Can we have you please? Supercharged Outlaws and the Slingshot Showdown into the pairing lanes, please.
And here comes the Thunder God. Very large blown big block Chevy with a small altered attached to it, driven, hung onto by Des Taylor. I think if there was ever too much engine for a car, well then every Ort's like that, isn't it? To be honest with you, fuel Orts are like that, they're all like that. But Des Taylor with the new power plant. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's a whole new power plant or he's just put a blower on the existing engine, because the engine looks similar. Even with the longer headers, it looks very, very similar. But
it's like he's bought a disused power station and just reconfigured it for
yeah.
the chassis of this car. Enormous.
Well, that car was pretty wild when it was a high 8-second Super Pro car, so God knows what it's going to be like when he gets hold of it with this engine. Sorry, I'm only laughing because the crewman has probably has actually backed the car on some 3 or 4 foot to the right of where Karen was directing him to. I'm sure it won't be a problem, but let's say it wasn't the most accurate. Steve East with Ellie's in trouble too, the slingshot in the coal-fire lane.
Just go through the motions.
Quite a meaningful looking launch from Des, but then the car is just, I think that might be a throttle issue because the car's just stopped. It's very unlike Des to stop. Steve East goes 13.10. So Maxim Spans with Alford's taken on Steve Bigham with the sneaky blinder. As we're about to go into Outlaw Anglia, qualifying session number 3, I think, off the top of my head. The last 2 Wild Bunch cars.
Pair of 11, and Steve Bingham goes 11.53, Maxim goes 11.99. Okay, it is time for Outlaw Anglia. Last qualifying session for Outlaw Anglia. Taylor with the Banshee, Gary Hill with the small block Anglia.
Yeah, so Mick Taylor, the 872 from yesterday, is number 6 for him. Gary Hill, though, with a very nice 10.07. Oh, Mick Taylor with a good wheels up launch and a big wobble around about 330, which he backs off it. That was a much more meaningful launch than Mick. 10.06 and a 9.55.
I think it was fair to say he was going for that one.
Yep.
He really going. It was stout, 123, 60 foot. But got that pop wiggle, if you want to call it that. But gathered it up, got it back on. Still went 9.55. All right, another man who's been in business these days, Danny Wilson. Young lad, driving the car now. Had it for a couple of years now. Really getting a handle on it, but wants to go quicker, so...
Well, went 9.98.
Okay, I'm with Barn Levy and checking out his Outlaw Anglia car. You've just come back from a run. Can you just tell us a little bit about the Outlaw Anglia class?
So we're a heads-up class, which is not that common nowadays in drag racing. So basically, we qualify and then we go full on heads up against each other in the eliminations. So there's no brackets or nothing. It's just heads up.
Brilliant. And is there any rules in the class, or can anyone run over the line?
We can't be above a 101 wheelbase. We can't have any lean on the windscreen, so we have to do regular rake on the windscreen, and we can't have any cars. The seat has to be either side. We can't have a middle seat.
Okay, but any motor goes.
Any motor goes, yeah.
Brilliant.
Any motor.
And like you said, it's heads up racing, which is all about nostalgic racing. That's what we like at Dragstalgia. Thank you very much, man.
Cheers, mate.
Two into the 9.8s with a 9.83. Now this is someone that I could definitely see taking, or potentially taking, the #1 spot if it all goes to plan. The gas attack of Paul Henshaw at the moment, he's number 4 with an 8.10. Around about half a second off what he can do and what he has previously done.
Going alongside Mark Bracking, number 14, qualified with a 10.3. Street-driven car, takes his son to school in it occasionally.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
I wonder what marks his kid gets at school.
Oh, lovely launch. A little bit of tyre shake there before Henshaw goes straight through it, though.
That's a lot quicker as well. That will be a 7. Just how quick? 7.94, 168 miles an hour, and at 10.32 for Mark Bracking. Paul Henshaw actually moves up 1 spot with that run.
All right, looks like we've got no dead guy this round at all. Hopefully he's not wounded too much. We did see that big plume of smoke from him earlier on today.
Well, that was, like I said, that's what he did a couple of weeks ago. It was all right, but well. So that was supposed to be Rob Stone out alongside Mick Hewitt. Rob's car's being pushed out the way, unfortunately. So Mick is another one on the outside of the top 16 looking in. No, Rob's not being pushed away. He's changing lanes. We've got a little bit of a clean-up to do, actually.
.41 at 83 miles an hour, but well and truly off the throttle. A long, long way before the quarter mile. Absolutely fantastic crowd here today. We haven't even said hello to you yet. Well, good afternoon. Day 2 of Dragstalgia. One of the best events on the SantaPod calendar these days. Hope you're having a great time with us. Don't forget, we have still got plenty more to come.
Just to think, 7 or 8 years ago, I don't think this even existed, did it?
No.
So Rob Stone on a bye run.
So Rob Stone so far has been 883. good looking arrow straight run there for Rob. 9:10, 143, sound a little bit soft on the clutch if you like, but nevertheless a good arrow straight run. Right, let's have the Dragstouch Cannonball into the pairing lanes, please. Dragstouch Cannonball. Let's have you into the pairing lanes, please.
Okay, solo run for Cole Law just while the clean-up finished in the coal fire lane.
Well, 125 miles an hour doesn't really parlay into a 1361, but the 4.5 seconds, 60 foot tells the story.
Very much so. You knock that off, it's a really, really quick run.
Very quick. Here comes Jenner, probably doing about 70 mile an hour backwards. So Jenner at the moment with an 8.67. Line.
No improvement, but it wasn't for want of trying.
No, certainly not. Colin Miller, number one qualifier, 7.43, going alongside the Barnstormer, driven by Barnaby Levy, and he so far 9.22.
So what does Mr. Miller do on this one? Does he put in another banker, so to speak, or does he go for it again? Because obviously we've got eliminations coming up. There's no point in busting it before you get there.
No. And actually, it depends if they keep doing eliminations tonight.
Well, 16-car fields, I don't think so. I think normally 32s will be today, won't they?
Yeah, so their first round is tomorrow.
Barnaby Levy. A couple of great runs this weekend. 9.22 was what he ran. Was it earlier today or yesterday? I think that was last night, actually, that one. Colin Miller went 7.43. He's got 0.4 of a second on everyone at the moment. Did you see a nitrous purge?
I was too busy looking at the notes, actually. I would have said that was not nitrous, is this?
No. Barn going for a wander round again. 8.04, 169. Yeah, that's what I said on the banker. 9.49 for Barnaby Levy, still goes 131 miles an hour. And I think this will be the last pair. Simon Barlow and Scotty Crimson.
loudest car today. That actually made my eardrums go, that one. I think it's because he did it straight under the tower. The other one started a bit further forward.
Well, Simon ran a 9.35 early on. Needless to say, the potential of this car probably a good couple of seconds quicker than that, maybe even quicker. Scotty Crooks, though, number 2, quickest ever run for him, 7.82. Now, the really ironic thing is, obviously, the hot weather affects a lot of these race cars if they're normally aspirated. However, if you've got nitrous oxides, you make your own air, so it doesn't affect you as much. Carl Harrison comes out the door. I think he's had a Carl engine in there. Is that right? Is that a Carl engine in there?
I think Carl, along with Mark Pacey, built the engine for this car.
Not Mr. Tapney then?
No, Mark Pacey, tractor puller.
Ah, right.
Built the engine for this one.
Here we go.
Arrow straight from Scott, 807.
And a 967 at 140 for Simon.
So I believe that's setting up.
I think we've got one more. Then we've got the juniors, then we're on to the Supercharged Outlaws.
Okay, so we're in the pairing lanes at Dragstalgia. It's nearly round 4, round number 2 of the Outlaw Anglers racing today. Colin Miller, round number 3 is it? I've had lunch, I missed it, what can I say? So, last weekend was Summer Nationals, I think. They all blur into one. You ran a personal best. How did that go?
Very well, obviously, first time on the gas, so wasn't expecting what came out, 7.37, expecting a 7.7 or a 7.6 at the best, but yeah, went straight, went good, so obviously it's got power.
Oh, okay, what did he say?
What he said was, okay,
so a personal best, that's good. And obviously, are you like the chairman now of the Outlaw Anglers?
No. Paul Wright's, he's still the governor, and he looks after it. All I do is assist in marketing.
Ah, okay. Because we never see him. We always see you here. So, Outlaw Angler, tell us a little bit about the class.
Obviously, it's all about fun. It's all about putting on a show and having fun. Obviously, the racing's very important, but we get on very well off the track as well as on the track. We try and go out places. We obviously 6 of us went to France recently, had a fantastic time. But certainly it's a good mix of boys. Everybody wants to just have fun.
Brilliant. And obviously the perfect event to do that is Dragstalgia 2018.
If you want to apply for your free ticket, you basically just have to register for it. And you'll find that on the SantaPod website. It is free admission, but your ticket must be pre-booked, and it does, inverted collars, sell out this event. So they have a certain number of tickets that they can supply, but it is free of charge to attend. That is Thursday, 23rd of August, and you'll see lots of cars like these two here, from Lara Bartlett and Jacqueline Buckland. And it is, I think the cars first go in a junior modified, and thoroughly enjoying it. Oh, 04 light, very nice indeed. Certainly got a handle on the reactions. 897 and a 1216. Two very good junior passes there. One was a red light, but it was only a 0.02. So well done to the Bartlett girls. Very good indeed. Okay, we look around the corner to see Supercharged Outlaws. And it's going to be Paul Dale.
I think that's Sam Freeman. Is that right? He's going to be up against. I'm only saying that because Sam Freeman's crew are filming it. No, beg your pardon, it's Paul Watts.
Yep.
He used to have a blown pickup truck which had the best name of any race car I've ever heard of. I think one of them anyway. It was called No Easy Pickup.
That's right, I remember that.
So, Supercharged Outlaws have one run already earlier today. We've seen some fantastic performances. I think the quickest was Roy Wilding, if I remember rightly, down in the 7.1s. But this 57 Chevy, beautifully turned out car, built by Andy Robinson, for all the world does look like a Pro Mod car, and I think it probably could be if Paul wanted it to be. Seems to be that the backup guys with skirts on are doing a roaring trade today, aren't they?
They are.
One thing I just did notice as well on Paul Watts' car, even though it's got a blower on it, it's got a nice big nitrous kit stuffed on the side of it as well, just in case, you know.
Side by side, 9-second runs, 9.04 for Paul Watts, 9.56 for Paul Dale.
I was just going to say for Paul Watts, that was a little bit slow, around about half a second off what he normally runs, but we've still got some great cars to come. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing the next run from the Twister. Who have we got next, Colin?
It is the Northern Spirit, Neil Townsend.
Excellent.
Going alongside Jim Usher.
Good stuff. Two really good 8-second cars. Hopefully, sometime soon there'll be 7-second cars as well. So, Neil with the Families Altered and Jimmy with Hemi Hunter.
Oh, nice burn up there for Jim, but Neil, so much grip in the tyres. Actually launched him forward at a fair old rate of knots instead of going into burnout.
Yeah, it certainly did. It started to spin the tyres and then they just hooked up and went.
I don't think he's got any traction issues whatsoever.
Oh, problems for Neil Townsend. What a show. That car is really show quality. It's very, very nice indeed. And Neil, the family, such really, really nice people, as they all are anyway. So, Jimmy.
So Jim Usher then, he is on a solo here. It's been 8.34 on his earlier qualifying shot. Good arrow straight run despite the front wheels wobbling, and he goes 100 quicker, 8.33.
That's consistency for you. Okay, Glenn Pallen with the now consistent 8-second Capri. Not sure he's supposed to be running against.
Can't see anybody coming. I'll tell you what, Darryl, Cam Stanley's just appeared behind the starting line.
You're joking.
He was here. No, he's there, look, just walking around.
You're kidding. Or is it just another small bloke in a skirt? No, it is Cam, you're right. You're right.
Can't keep him away.
No, can't keep him away at all. Glenn Pallant, though, that was such a good burnout. He nearly took the crew's skirt off. Did you notice that?
No, I was just looking behind to see who he might have been against.
I wasn't looking. I just called it out of the corner of my eye, like you do. Yeah. Yeah, bracket car, definitely. The heavy hunter certainly is today. I'm pleased to say as well we've got Peter Haraldsson from Sweden in the lineup with the blown altered. He was having a lot of trouble last night trying to fix things, so I'm glad he's back down here. So Glenn Pallant with the now 8-second Capri Consul. I think he went 8.98 and 8.99, yep. 2 runs in a row. That's why we're on one lane. We're just having a quick clean up in the coal-fire lane after Neil Townsend, unfortunately.
Yeah, Neil been towed back to the pits now, so hopefully whatever it is, that leak can be fixed. Very frustrating for the team, 2 attempts to get it done.
That sounded angrier than before and certainly left with the wheels up as well. Is it going to be any quicker? 8.96, 153. It's another one in the 8.9s.
Lisa very happy with that indeed.
Overjoyed.
Ah, the bootlegger Camaro, Simon Boot. God, this car's got potential with a capital P. Running in the 9s at the moment. So he's in the number 11 spot, 9.42. Best of his qualifying shot so far. First to second gear change.
Not entirely sure what Simon Boot's car left on the start line. I think it might have been rubber, actually. Chunks of something, anyway.
Up next. Off the wheel arches.
Is it off the wheel arches? Oh, yeah, that's what it'll be, because it tends to build up around the arches.
Yeah.
I just had a quick chat with Cam Stanley. He's here just because he wanted to come and see this event.
Oh, right.
Which I find pretty spectacularly good. Anyway, so clean up on both lanes, but we got coming up next the beautifully turned out Fiat of Mr. Ian Merriweather, contender for wheelie of the day so far.
Yes, certainly is.
Well, wheelie of the weekend, not about day. But yeah, we just got a bit of sweeping to go on before we can carry on.
So it gives us a chance to say, can we have Dragstalgia Invitational cars down into the Pyrenees, please? Dragstalgia Invitational cars. I'm not going to go through the whole list yet again. You know who you are. So the Dragstalgia Invitational drivers, can you please come down into the pairing lanes?
Well, I think other than...
Sorry, Darryl, say that again.
No, I was going to say other than a quick sweep, I think we're done, actually. Joe's just run for the tractor, but it shouldn't be long at all. Just only a couple of moments as we come into what is effectively an evening session, isn't it, for all of our big cars? It's going to be good fun. So
yeah, Dave's just coming around with the tractor now, as you've correctly spotted.
Yeah, you bet. We've got the slingshot shootout in the lanes. Good to see all of them back here as well. We've got the rest of the supercharged Outlaws to come as well. And I'm just having a quick wander around this car of Ian Merriweather's. To say it's about as short as I am is an understatement. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
it's so dinky. It really is. It's just fantastic. And the fact that they built it all on the Isle of Man, again, not exactly drag race central, but they made such a spanking job of all of it. Really is cool. He's been down in the 8s on a few occasions. Low 9s so far this weekend, with one of the wheelies of the weekends, definitely.
For those of you that are interested, the World Cup third place playoff game is now over. So if you don't want to know the result, you're probably safe to go over to Fuelers Bar now, as the television screens won't be showing the match anymore.
Okay, thanks for the public service announcement, Colin. They're all getting the thumbs up to fire up again. And Ian Merriweather with that beautiful, beautiful little Topolino. Well, Topolino obviously is Italian for mouse, isn't it? And that's what it looks like. It just looks like, it does look like just a really tiny, cool little car with a huge Hemi stuffed in the front of it. We need to get on Ian's case to come and run it in Super Pro, don't we? Yeah. Well, I think. Anyway, Ian Merriweather with Banzai.
Nice long shouty burn out there for Ian. But coming back,
hoping actually gets the run, the launch, and everything that they've been looking for. This is definitely an 8-second car, and it does have the potential to go very, very quickly indeed. It's been built, as I've said many times, completely period correct, even dare I say, with a period correct driver. Well, it's been around a long while, and if everybody remembers the Banzai Cobra that used to run in Supergas from many years ago, I think it's part of the organisation of the group that run on the Isle of Man. They do actually have drags on the Isle of Man as well.
So Ian Merriweather so far this weekend 9.01, so close
I've just
to
noticed
a normal
the
8.
wheelie bars are set so low they're actually dragging on the ground now, and he hasn't launched yet.
That'll do.
Oh yeah, 866, 168 miles an hour. That's a lot more like it. I think they liked that one.
Yeah, moves up from 10 to 7 on that one.
Okay, one of the founder members of the Gringos, which I'm sure there are two of them, Tim and Keith. Andy Hadfield just waiting for somebody else to roll around next to him, and that somebody, what a match-up this one is. Peter Haraldson from Sweden with that absolutely beautiful Alton. Great to see Peter out here. I know he had some problems yesterday. This is another 7, potentially 6-second race car. Now, I had a very long chat with Peter and his crew last night. Fantastic people, and the reason they are here and the reason they come all the way to this event is because Peter came last year with Stefan Fladel with the Nova that we saw in Gasser Circus, and he had such a good time and he really, really enjoyed it. He thought, you know what, I'm coming back next year with my own car, and that's why he's here.
Like his style.
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, more of that, please. The car itself with him in it apparently has been the best of a 7.0. I think he made a test run yesterday around about a 7.4, something like that, but that was with a pedal. Well, this could be one hell of a race between him and Andy Hadfield with the Now, Andy's goal for the weekend on the Twister was to hopefully run over 180 miles an hour in this street-driven hot rod. Peter Haraldson, well, I'm not sure what he'll settle for. I'm sure he'd like a 6-second timing ticket.
Well, this is one of those hold on tight and let's see what we got runs. It really is. Andy Hadfield's actually back out of it. 7:37, 184.
Well, Andy, there was a pop and a bang from the engine. That was going great guns until that point. Only 114 miles an hour. That was a lot more like it all the way down for the Twister team. But Peter Haraldson, after all the problems yesterday, he was searching around last night between giving me beer. He was hunting for some fuel fittings, but he obviously found them, and it's great that he made it out here for the second session today. Okay, Roy Wilding with the Chariots of Fire Nostalgia Dragster taking on Joel Kerr. This is going to be one hell of a race as well. Look at the team shirts of Joel as well. Have you seen them? Check them out. Have you seen them?
Sorry, I missed what you were saying.
No,
There's so much noise.
their team shirts are absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
Well, hopefully nothing serious for Andy Hadfield. That was shoe in for a 7-second run, maybe even the 180 miles an hour that he wanted, actually. Oh, Dave's getting a bit cold. He's bringing in his jacket, look. Have you seen that? Hardly. Anyway, Joel Kerr has been running in the 7.6s with alarming regularity. That caricature on that shirt is absolutely brilliant. It really is. Roy Wilding, though, went 7-1, 193 miles an hour, I think it was. He wants that 6-second, 200-mile-an-hour timing ticket.
Right, so Roy Wilding then he is. Number 1 in the Supercharged Outlaws with that 7.16 from earlier on. Joel Kerr 7.66, number 3.
Wow.
7.61.
Well, consistency again for Roy Wilding and for Joel Kerr over 180 miles an hour once again. Kirsten with Susie Q. And taking on the Mackenzies in the coal-fire lane with the thing. Kirsten, the young lady from the Netherlands, really does know how to drive this car. And not only that, pretty good backup girl as well. You can remember that long ago?
Oh, yeah. Kirsten goes on 2 miles an hour, 10-10. Dave Mackenzie.
Well, this is Sam Freeman. Now, if you remember the, well, going back a while, Sam was actually one of Clive Skilton's crew guys many years ago. That's where he started out. Then he ran the double density altered, if you remember that.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Well,
yeah.
I think, looking at it, that's where the bug catcher has come from, on top of the car. So this will be another 6-second car. Probably not this run, but sometime soon, I think. This is his first weekend with it. What I can also see standing down here on the start line that you probably can't from up there, that bug catcher is way higher than the top of the cage. It's absolutely...
I can still, well, put it this way, I can still see the bug catcher from here.
Yeah, over him in the car, but there we go. Good to see Stevie Johnson in Motorbouse. We're just about to get into the second and I think final qualifying session for the slingshot shootout.
Classed as Q2.
It is indeed. We've got to do a quick retrieval job with the quad. Here it comes from the top end.
Okay, we're back in the Supercharged Outlaws pits, and Andy Fatser has very kindly lent his race car to a couple of newbies, or a family of newbies in fact, who have first time at SantaPod Raceway. But first of all, introduce yourself.
I'm James.
I'm Nathan. I'm Aelia.
I'm David.
Brilliant. And you've been here for around about half a day so far, so you've probably seen a lot of cars, bikes, and other exhibition vehicles. What's your favourite car so far that you've seen?
Well, my favourite car is the jet car because it goes really fast.
It does indeed. Julian Webb here this weekend. And yourself?
My favourite car is this car because it's very pretty and it's got like a lot of very good.
See, woman logic. It's very pretty. It is also road legal and can take you to McDonald's or to a prom. Have you ever done that? That's a question.
No, not yet.
Not yet. And yourself, sir?
Well, to be honest, it's just the whole day, really. Obviously, I've never realised there was such a big American car following here, and it's great to see. Lovely to see.
See, everyone always tries to interrupt us. Yourself, it's first time at SantaPod Raceway. Why drag Sauder?
Well, we saw a video on Facebook. We looked on the website and we saw that it was Dragstalgia going on. Me and my friend are really into Americana and like all those amazing cars.
Brilliant. Okay, well, as you can tell, we're always being interrupted, but that's what SantaPod's about, the noise.
With this absolutely magnificent looking Fool's Gold car. This was imported by Magnus from the west coast of America, and it really does look the business. I'm saying that, the one that was actually built just outside just outside the main gate by John Webster looks pretty damn good as well, to be honest with you. I'm behind you, Derek. Yeah, but they got back into the sevens yesterday, somewhere approaching about 170, 180 miles an hour for Stevie. I know he's been in the sixes before, but that was with his Super Pro rear engine car. If they could get anywhere near that with this, I'm sure they'd be absolutely overjoyed.
I'm liking the way they've changed the name to Motormouse, actually. Kept the same typeface and everything from the Hephaestus name from previous. And loving the crew shots as well, looking very smart indeed. Complete outfit, looking excellent. Say all we can see is slingshots at the moment. They're in the pairing lanes there. They're behind the start line as well. Okay, it's just a little bit of glue going down on the racetrack, don't forget.
mentioned you weren't one of them, but you will be in a minute. So, Leif Anderson firing up the big block Chevy. So you've got the numbers up there. We've got 10 cars here this weekend, and I think, Colin, in front of you is probably only about 6 that have actually got elapsed times so far.
You're dead right, yeah. Only 6 have put the scores up.
Well, one of those that hasn't is Stevie Johnson in the coal-fire lane, so this really is kind of, well, it's do or die for a few of them, actually, including Magnus Larsson, who's sitting back there in the Fool's Gold. So let's see what Leif Anderson can do this time. See if he can nick it into the 6-7-0s. Stevie Johnson would love to go in the 7-0s with the supercharged big block car. Now, even though it looks like the supercharged car has more engine, that is very, very highly tuned, the injected big block in Leif Anderson's car. I can't imagine the size of the throttle stop he needs to slow it down to 890 though. It's got to be huge.
Well, Leif Anderson, 7.17. 7.24, and Steve Johnson posts to 10.32.
Yeah, it wouldn't shift. Leif lost a bit of time onto the start line with some tyre shake. That was over 300 kilometres an hour again for Leif Anderson, so they seem to have found the sweet spot at the top end. But this again, do or die for Magnus Larsson. Got to make it down the racetrack. He ran a 6.9 test run straight off the trailer yesterday. And this car, if you fancy it, is actually for sale. Carlson with the strip teaser. He was the one I think that went 7.5 actually, or thereabouts.
Yep, 7.93.
Ah, okay, I beg your pardon. At least he's in. Magnus Larsson, this car has 6-second potential, as does the strip teaser of Cayenne. Yeah, if you fancy the Fool's Gold, like I said, a drag racing hybrid, if you go and see Leif and part with quite a bit of Swedish krona, you'd be very welcome to it, I think. Somebody from the UK, please buy it, I think.
Magnus Larsson then in the cold fire lane needs to get an A to B run here just to get into the ladder. Noel Carson, the strip teaser machine being pushed back, so it is trying everything he can. 3 big stabs of the throttle to get the car to go from A to B.
I think the phrase there is Fiddler's Elbow, 14.07. I think he's in at the moment.
Number 8.
Sorry?
Number 8.
So is there anybody else left in the order that hasn't run yet? I know Mark Bishop didn't put in an elapsed time.
Yeah. Chris Manning of the villain.
He did.
He's in.
He's in the 7s. He's taken on Rolf Nilsson with another one of those blown small block cars.
Chris Manning in at number 4 at the moment with that 787 from Q1. Rolf Nielsen went 8.17. He's in the number 6 spot with Hocus Pocus. Chris Manning's team looking at the tyre shape marks from the previous one also. Yeah, down there as well.
I've done that actually. When you do a burnout and you back up and you see the person in front of you that ran and you see the chatter marks, it's not a nice feeling because you know that's what you're just about to get walloped with, quite frankly. I remember after I had big tyre shaker, I remember Peter Beck said the same thing to me. He said, the guy at the top end said that looked like it really hurt and I wasn't watching. So we've got Bob Hawkins down here for his second run. I don't see Joe Bond though. No, Joe Bond's not here. I was going to say they're probably, hopefully nothing wrong and they're quite content with that 6.5. So Bob Hawkins will go his own. So it looks like the field is set for the slingshot shootout. If it stays the order it's going to be, Magnus Larsson will be taking on Joe Bond in round 1. Now that could be the race of the day in round 1. So Rolf Nielsen with the supercharged small block car had a great time here a year ago, ran 2 personal bests, but unfortunately broke it before racing commenced. This time he's around racing on Saturday, but hasn't put in anything like a run as quick as he'd like.
792, 777. Oh, Rolf Nielsen just leapfrogs Chris Manning there.
Slightly, but really nice consistent runs for Chris Manning as well in the 7s, 2 runs in a row.
And what's interesting is those two, assuming nothing changes, will race each other in round 1.
My goodness me. So 1 car left to go, which is Bob Hawkins with the time traveller. A very nice conservative run at 6.75. Conservative for him anyway.
Can I have Gasser Circus into the pairing lanes, please? Gasser Circus, can we have you into the pairing lanes, please?
Yeah, this is the last car for the slingshot shootout. He's got to go personal best by some margin. A good couple of tenths of a second to knock Joe Bond off that number 1 spot. No matter what happens as well, because everybody else has run, he will be having a date with Magnus Larsson in elimination round 1 tomorrow. So this car, the only one running nitro in the tank this weekend. I can only presume it's a comparatively conservative amount because it's not got the cackle that a nitro Chevy would normally have. However, it's still an incredibly potent combination, and Bob still wants to win.
Not only that, subject to confirmation, Bob's down for a fire burnout tonight as well, so taking part in everything.
Slight improvement to a 6.72 at 2.03. Very, very consistent indeed. And by the looks of it, it's in one piece as well. So that's the field set for the slingshot shootout. Your number 1 qualifier will be Joe Bond. Number 2 will be that man just there with the time traveller, Bob Hawkins. They're 1 and 2 again. They're potentially set for a date in the final. As we move on to the Nostalgia Cannonball. The first pair being in the Auto Glim lane from the UK with Havoc. The little altered that could from the UK, yeah. That flag needs to be framed, actually. It needs to go up there forever, I think, to be honest with you. Just in memory of their achievement as well. I presume it's been to California and back as well. He's going to be out alongside Joaquin Ramon Randuer. So you've got a Nitro Auto taking on a methanol fucking car.
Okay, we're in the Cannonball Shootout pits, and I'm here with driver Nick Davies, pilot of the Havoc fuel altered. You've had one run today, it's 6.2. Everything all good so far?
Yeah, so good. That's the first time I've run down the track, and track seems good. We're still just ironing out a few things, as we always are with the car, but yeah, happy with it, 6:22.
Brilliant. Your personal best is a 6.0, wasn't it, over in America? Is that not right?
6:11.
6:11. Toggle was lying to me, you see. I was standing next to him in the tower. I've never seen such a supporter punch in the air as you went down, so that's Tog's fault, that is. But yeah, so 6:11, you're looking. Do you think you could improve on that this weekend?
The track's good. The air's better than it was in America, so it kind of depends. If the car goes straight, it's got the opportunity, it's certainly got the potential to go a bit quicker.
Awesome. Well, fingers crossed for you. Obviously, Dragstalgia 2018, Nick Davies and the Havoc team, fingers crossed for a new PB. Thank you. Nick Davies 6:23, Ramon 6:36.
I told you that would be a good one. Ramon's quickest run ever, I think, is a 6:36. That one up there, 217 miles an hour. Nick, with a very polite reaction time, gave him a bit of a head start and something for us to all cheer for. 6:23 at 233 miles an hour. That is a booming speed as well for that little altered. Well, they're still number 1 and 2, probably, no matter what happens for the rest of this.
Yes.
Yeah, you bet. They've got one more run early on tomorrow, and then it may be those two matching up again in the final late on tomorrow afternoon. So we've got the Chi-Town Hustler coming up again. Obviously, Bob Glassop is down here by the looks of it with the crew as well, and I think it may be the Hustler that's coming around this time. You'll know more, Colin. You can see more than me.
Yeah, Chi-Town is there, but actually the pairing that we were expecting to see was Bob Glassop against Rob Elsom. Now those two are lined up side by side, and they should be the next pair. But then, having said that, because of the odd number of cars, Troy Martin is actually going to be on a solo, so perhaps they're just shuffling the order.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the black pickup, just going up to get their driver. That's Rob Loring and the whole Havoc team. Once again, please raise the roof for the little auto from the UK that definitely could win the Hot Rod Reunion. Well done, guys. And Ramon van der Werf's team down in the 6-3. Superb effort for the team with the funny car as well. He's looking for another Dragstalgia championship.
Got to say, we are missing Tony Betts this weekend. Unfortunately not here. Really gutted, because this would have been a stellar weekend to have Tony Betts here. Also, certainly worth a mention as well, the Apache funny car. You know, two of Europe's quickest nostalgia funny cars.
The two quickest, yeah. It would have been good. I know that Tony was booked to come in, Tope. I hope everything's okay, mate, and I hope you make it back sometime soon. Yeah, like you said, Rob Elsom and Bob are lined up next to each other. Right behind them is Doc Stinger with the Stinger, and I think, and Freddie's Revenge as well. That'll be Dave Grabham and Robin Reed, not too far behind too.
Laurie Gatehouse right behind you there, Darryl. Just walking by.
How could I miss him in that shirt? You know what I mean? Anyway, so solo run for the Hustler again. Fingers crossed everything works like it should this time round. That's an awful long way to go.
Well, it's fair to say that Troy Martin's not having the best of the weekend so far.
Well, it sounds really strong. It sounds really good.
Engine sounds superb.
Just no throttle response whatsoever, and it's obviously whatever it is they're chasing it for the last 2 days. There's something in there that's just not behaving.
Sounds like they're leaning it out to shut it off.
Yeah. Unfortunately, still no throttle response. That's the biggest problem. I'm sure the trouble is with these cars is that they're just as difficult when they work as when they don't work, and they can't work any harder and try any harder. That's the fourth time they've been to the finish line, sorry, to the start line, I beg your pardon, in the last couple of days. And it's just not happening, unfortunately, for Troy and the whole team. They've still got another evening to try and work it out in readiness for tomorrow, but just a bit disappointing, obviously, to come all that way and have that happen. We're still very glad to have them here, and hopefully they can put in a performance at some point worthy
of the car.
That's the one. Well, the car's performed terrifically before, plenty of times. And obviously, there's a little bug crept in on its way across the Atlantic. But Troy, anyway, gets pushed back. He'll have another couple of goes tomorrow, and I'm sure they'll be on it, trying to solve it as quickly as they possibly can. So we've got side-by-side Nitro Funny Cars, a pair for the next one. Rob Elson, by the looks of it, taking on Bob Glassup. Now, Rob put in a really, really nice run earlier today. His first ever 7-second run in a fuel car. He's been 7s before in a super modified, just not in a fuel funny car just yet. If he can get it from A to B all the way down, this will be another 6-second, maybe even 200-mile-an-hour race car. As is the man he's racing, Mr. Bob Glassup.
As those two complete their burnouts into the pairing lanes, please. Can I have the Willis Wars, please? Willis Wars, can we have you into the pairing lanes, please?
Well, standing in the middle, I just copped a fantastic faceful, but there we go. That's what you expect from fuel cars, isn't it? So Rob Elson with Dirty Deeds, the 1970s Pontiac Trans Am, like I said, from this angle, looking for all the world like the Gladiator in the autoclave lane, taking on Bob Glassup with the now 6-second, 200-mile-an-hour Nitro Capri. He ran a 6.8 earlier today. Strong, straight. I'm sure they're just trying to put down another run similar to the one they made before.
Okay, so the pre-run checks all completed. Right, brings Rob Elson up to the line, and Rich Walters brings Bob Glassup to where he needs to be. So Bob went 681 earlier, Rob Elson went 765. Adam gets a 687. And Bob goes 685.
At 209 miles an hour. There was a bit of leaky stuff going on down here with Rob, but when he left the start line, it all cleared up and he got over it absolutely no problem whatsoever. So Rob Elson with his first ever 680 run, the car pooping out a little bit through the finish line. 185. Johnny? Yes. Come on, yes. Come on. We've never done this before. Just very quickly. Rob's first 6-second run, that must be a bit of a relief.
Big relief. Yeah, definitely for him.
Well, I know you've done it 1,000 times before. I said this earlier as well, is that when you're as a crew chief checking out the start line, I'm normally at the other end blowing it up, but that was many years ago.
Very true, and you did a good job.
Well, blowing it up, thank you very much indeed, mate. But no, it's really nice to see side-by-side 6-second UK funny cars too.
Yeah, and that puts us pretty well up in the cannonball, I think.
It does very well indeed, sir. Anyway, I'll leave you to do what you normally do, which is look very deep thinking and intelligent.
Thank you.
Johnny Wright, thank you very much, mate. Okay, on with the next pair.
Yeah,
Rob.
that pretty much cements Rob in the number 4 spot, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really good.
But then anything can happen in the last qualifying session. It can all move around. Don't forget, it's all 3 runs added together.
Give him a big cheer, folks. That's Rob Elson's team, his first ever 6-second run. Only one more thing to tick off the list, which will be the 200 miles an hour. He clicked it a little bit early because it looked like it was pooping out slightly at the top
well,
end.
The short numbers suggested that would have been 6.5. So
yeah, that was very, very good indeed. Also, Bob Glassop, 2 fantastic 6-second runs in a row, 2 680s over 200 miles an hour. Give the Bubblegum team from the West Country a big cheer as well. We've got more of that to come still. We've still got the Stinger and we've still got Freddie's Revenge.
Right, sorry, a bit of an update on the run order. Can I please have, just get this one out once again, the Willis Wars into the pairing lanes, please. And then can I please have Nostalgia Superstock, UK Nostalgia Superstock for your round 1 eliminations, please. So Willis Wars Q3 and then Nostalgia Superstock eliminations round 1 into the pairing lanes. So I think it's Rob Elson's car that's at the top of the shutdown area. Obviously that needs to go around the corner. Looking at the pairing lanes, Daryl's walking around.
Yeah, I'm just going to see who I can annoy. So the Stinger with Mike from Austria, Austria's only fuel car, I'm pretty sure to say. Also, we've got Robin Reed back here with the little Daimler, and Freddie's Revenge with Freddie ready to go. Turbo? Down here within Turboville. You've got your car on display up in the pits. There's a lot of people up there, isn't there?
There is, yeah. It's a wonderful event. And with Yanni bringing the 5 funny cars, and we've got the 2 slingshots, so it's been a great experience cackling en masse.
Did that work out good? Obviously, we were on the racetrack. We couldn't see. Did it work out well?
It went fantastically. We all started up one by one, switched them onto nitro, and then had a whacking war, as we call it, with the throttles.
I don't know how I missed that, to be honest with you. It must have been quite loud down here at the same time. You're going to be taking part in the Cackle Fest in a little while too.
Yes, we're in the Cackle Fest tonight.
Look forward to it, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed, sir. In Turboville. There's mate. So, that rattling roar is Doc Stinger. Doc with his second run on nitro. The first one was very confident and very good indeed. I think he went to about 330, something like that. When you run one of these cars, you don't just nail it together and blast it from one end to the other. You do have to take baby steps just to make sure it all hangs together and nothing goes awry. He's perfectly used to driving the car. He's been pretty quick in it before when it had an alcohol engine in it. However, nitro is a whole different thing. He's got a lot of good help from Paul Stubbins, who's down here with the Time Warp shirt on. And like I said, I'm pretty confident it is, unless someone tells me different, it's Austria's only nitro funny car.
Doc Stinger then aiming slightly towards the centre line, but he'll correct that as he runs. Field limit. Well, he was pointing a bit too much to the centre line, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, nearly got the blocks. I must admit, we've actually had a bunch of funny cars and alters run, and no one's taken the blocks out yet. I'm going to put the kiss at, you know, anyway, whatever. But yeah, still, Doc Stinger with a very good, making a very good account of himself on his first few runs with the car on nitromethane. So next up, I think, is going to be, who have we got left round there? We've got
Sorry,
yeah.
I was to say Robbie, it's not Robbie,
it's not Robbie.
Dopey behind the wheel
It
today.
is indeed. And
Robin Reed.
So, 2 English cars. Freddie's Revenge taking on Robin Reed. Robin with a problem earlier, not sure what it was. But whatever it wasn't that serious, and he got it fixed. Robin looking to be...
It was a big fuel leak, if you remember now.
Was it fuel?
Well, it was certainly a fluid leak, and it wasn't oil, so... Yeah, but definitely Robin walking round, so here comes Dave to be grabber. His retirement gift, actually, to be driving the car this weekend, and he will be going alongside Robin Reed.
Suffered the same problem before of no burnout, and he definitely didn't there. Yeah. He completely levelled the bug catchers. And coming back this time, Robin put in a test run in the low 7s yesterday. However, his personal best from a year ago was 6:69, 199.89 miles an hour, peskily close and shallow stage away, I should say, probably from 200 miles an hour. A bit of Colin advice that is, isn't it?
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Collins go quicker tip.
Yeah,
it did look like it was wounding itself a little bit towards the top end there for Robin. Still a nice strong run, very good launch indeed. A little bit of a track sweep, and then I think we've got what's up next, Colin? You can see better than me.
It is Dragstalgia Invitational.
Right, for a little while, and then we've got more qualifying, some eliminations, Cacklefest, fire burnout, lots of good stuff.
So just looking at Robbie's run there, 8:89 there.
Okay, I'm here and can't do this like this. It doesn't matter. I'm here with Andrew Raw. You finally got this funny car to SantaPod Raceway. It's been a long slog.
It's been a real long slog, a lot of work. Just got so many people that I want to thank. But yeah, we eventually got it here, all done and dusted. It's not running yet, but the main thing was just getting it to the track and showing it off.
That's it. And obviously you've got it here and you're representing one of these charities.
Yeah, we're representing Embrace, who are going to be with us for the duration we've got the car. They're at the track at the moment, taking donations from the people that are here watching the drag racing.
Brilliant. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
But it's good to see the car here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're not going to be racing.
No.
Can you give us a little bit of information about the rest of the class? Obviously, the rest of the guys are in the Cannonball Shootout, I assume.
Yep. So there's the Cannonball Shootout, which is running at the moment. So basically, they're all nostalgia nitro funny cars that were built as they were built back in the day in the 1970s. They're not big Showtime cars. They are built, they're period-built race cars. It's a good and up-and-coming class. That's is a real fun class to race in. The people that are in it are brilliant.
Brilliant.
Really, really good.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
No problems at all.
We'll see you soon, hopefully, in the car.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to racing it. Yeah, if I could just say big thanks to Carl Harrison, who helped us out so much with the car and partner in it as well, and Steve Taylor for painting the car, making such an amazing job of the car as well. But we should be out hopefully the end of the year and campaigning the VW Beetle. Cool.
Yeah, brilliant. Cool.
Thank you
very much.
And we'll be back with you shortly.
Automated not just lane sponsorship at the pod, but also some of the world's finest and multi-award-winning car care products. Automated is a trusted brand that's been keeping both road cars and race cars specially protected since 1965. Automated products all made here in the UK keep your paint shining, your wheels gleaming, and your exterior sparkling. With Automated, we guarantee fast and outstanding results, no matter what you drive. Automated. Find us at the SantaPod Garage Shop on social media or head to automated.com. Going drag racing in Europe this year, then your first call must be DFDS Sea Race Dover Dunkirk Series. With up to 24 sailing today on board 3 modern ferries with bar, restaurants, duty-paid shop and bureau de change, and fares starting as low as £25 single for a car and up to 5 people. You'll be left at the lights if you don't call. To join the winning team, call our reservations department, quoting SantaPod for a 10% discount. 0871 230 0440. We're open 7 days a week, so call us soon. 0871 230 0440. Terms and conditions apply. First Airport Taxis Rochester, Medway's premier airport transfer company since 1980. Our goal is your destination. Call.
The one my heart has gone to me, now won't you wait, 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 wait.